Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's always an honor for me to be out here well connected with nature and bringing to you this message of emancipation, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. Thus, the reason why I want to speak to you concerning the colorless Christ. Now, as you all know, Abdullah the black mystic from Ethiopia, he was Neville Goddard's mentor. And I'm speaking based on what Neville would have said. And as I always say before, there's certain things about Neville that some people do not know. And I, who would have read his Wikipedia before it was removed and certain things was removed, there's certain things I know. So when people want to speak about certain things, I just want to let them know that, okay? Now, someone would have made a comment concerning Jesus having no color and our imagination is the Christ and so on. And I want to believe that he's been directing his words in the wrong direction. Because the problem is this: there are a people in the world who was presented a Christ with a certain complexion because it was a reflection of a person of another race and was not the teaching of them beholding their reflection in a mirror. And when you look around the world, you would realize it's all a mirror and everything is a reflection of yourself. That person even went on further to say that whatever you concentrate upon or focus upon, that is what you would create. And that is why those who've been focusing on an idol outside of themselves, and a savior outside of themselves, a redeemer outside of themselves, they are also believing in a master outside of themselves, when you're supposed to be the Lord and master of your own destiny, and you're supposed to learn that it is your own thought that is creating your reality. Therefore, you can create your reality consciously. So my brother and my sisters, and those who would listen to me, do not let anyone brainwash you or deceive you and tell you that when people like myself is speaking to you to help to wake you up and to wake up those who are still asleep to come to accept themselves and appreciate themselves and practice positive self-image psychology, for people to come and try to accuse me of talking about color and race and these things. So my brother and my sister, I just want to do this video to sensitize you and to expose those who think that they are wise. And many times you would even face people who looks like me and you, who would want to bring that kind of reasoning to you. But anyone who have been in secular Christianity, trapped in secular Christianity, would know what has been presented to a people through secular Christianity. And common sense will teach you that that is idolatry. So, it takes one who's wise and who understands righteousness, is discovering the light within you, to expose idolatry and to free a people from idolatry. So when you understand what Abdullah would have taught Neville Goddard more deeply, you would realize that Abdullah was teaching Neville Goddard that idolatry is what keeps people in mediocrity. Idolatry is what keeps people in poverty and mental slavery. Because idolatry is having you to look to a God, a Savior, a Redeemer outside of yourself, because you have an idol in your mind of another outside of yourself. So when people look at the Catholic Church and see like a cross that have been made like from sticks or from wood, like that, and see a picture of a man and a cross, they believe that that's the idol. But no, the real idol is in your mind. And that is why Abdullah was teaching Neville Goddard how to teach those who would discover the truth within themselves concerning how to get rid of the idol. So my brothers and my sisters, when it comes to the topic of a colorless Christ or a colorless Jesus, you have to realize that the people who've been brainwashed and deceived to believe in a God outside of themselves, they must adjust this situation. They must adjust their people to wake up their people. So my brothers and my sisters, just as good as it was for Abdullah to wake up Neville and to teach Neville ancient Kemetic science so he can wake up, so too I must teach my people ancient Kemetic science so that I can wake up and I can carry on the work of our ancestors, whereby they have been saying to us from ever since, man know thyself. And that is the foundation of our African spirituality, whereby we were supposed to practice our spirituality looking inwardly, knowing that it is our own thoughts that is creating our reality and our personality. Therefore, we can create our reality consciously. In other words, we want to know that the entire universe is mental and that civilization begins in Africa among our ancestors. So my brothers and my sisters, it is very important for our people to know their nationality, for our people to know their true history, and to know their true spirituality. So this message I always bring to you, I always from the beginning says that your real identity is your divinity. So it would tell you that those who do not actually listen to me, and they are listening for something to point a finger or to blame, they are missing the message. But I want those of you who understand this message of self-realization that I'm bringing to you, that it has nothing to do with race, but it has everything to do with the truth. Because it is the truth that you would know that will set you free. And that is why the colorless Jesus that many want to speak about, they need to go to the Catholic Church and go back to the Nicene Council and all of that to deal with that. So my brothers and my sisters, I'm doing this video so you'll be more aware and that you do your research and that you will not let anyone bamboozle you or make you soft or try to tell you to forget about this and forget about the past. There's always now. We are only living in the now. And slavery is now. Mental slavery is always now if you do not look inwardly. As long as you keep looking outward, you're living in mental slavery. And I'm here to bring a message to those who would hear me. Those who have been sent to. I have been sent to everybody. And it doesn't matter what is your race or your color. If you believe I've been sent to you, you have to receive the message of self-realization that I'm bringing to you. Because I'm bringing a message of self-realization to all of humanity. But I have to make the people who actually looks like me to be more aware of themselves. And remember, no one can ever be so spiritual that they are no longer physical. There's a duality of man. And this one who would have made his comment failed to realize that there's duality of man. You can't just see everything in spirit. If you're going to just see everything in spirit and you're not seeing things physical, why are you working for money? Why are you even eating food? So there must be balance. And we have to be intelligent. And I think that is quite necessary for me to make this video. Because someone saying they're coming from Africa. Though they didn't say whether what complexion they have. You're saying you are from Africa and do not know the history of Africa or where you come from is a very sad thing. And that is why I take it upon myself to make this video concerning the colorless Jesus or the colorless Christ. So my brother, my sisters, you can't do what you are supposed to do first. You want to do it last and expect people to just say, okay, let it be like that. The truth must be known and all the lies must be exposed, and lies cannot be exposed, and some people won't feel hurt, and some people privilege won't cut, won't cut, because there's some people who have been given certain privilege based on certain things that have been done to other people in this world to keep them in ignorance and to keep them blind. That's why, as I come to a close here, I want to say to you that if truly our ancestor Abdullah from Ethiopia was Neville Goddard mentor, that Abdullah would have displayed to us reverse psychology and how we must stop look outwardly and look inwardly to discover that our real identity is our divinity. And that would always be the theme of my message, for you to look inwardly and discover that your real identity is your divinity. Therefore, they're keeping you away from your real identity by pointing you to look outwardly. And because they've been doing that, they've been keeping you in mediocrity and poverty and keep you limited from knowing your true self or your higher self. But remember, the discovery of imagination in man, which is God in man, is the greatest discovery that you can make to use that liberty to set you free. So with that being said, my brother, my sister, I want to thank you very much. I want to say, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and you haven't subscribed already, I want to encourage you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. But just before I leave you, I want to remind you that this message I bring to you, that it is the single eye. Yes, the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says that if I be single, your whole body will be full of light. And hadn't it been that that light has been awakened in me, I would not know that the Jesus and Mary story is the greatest light that has been ever fed to humanity. And Jesus and Mary, given as secular Christianity, is to keep people being subjected to mediocrity and mental slavery. That is why those who would say, now that we know the truth, that Jesus is colorless and color should not be of any importance, we must debunk such a lie. So my brother, my sisters, it wasn't until I had this awakening experience whereby I would have felt that great and mighty shaking, and I would have heard that great and mighty rushing wind, whereby I ascend like a fire bin and exit my skull and became invisible, became one with the wind, and realized that it is the resurrection, and realize it is the virgin birth. And that is why I would say to you that you were lied to when you were told to believe in a man 2,000 years ago who born from a Virgin Mary. Also, my brothers and my sisters, when you have this great experience, you will come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For truly, the sun parallels the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life, and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And you are told in Psalms 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun and a shield. and no good thing with you withhold from you. And truly common sense would have taught you that the Son has never withhold any good thing from humanity. For the Son is what powers all of humanity and give all of humanity its energy. That is why you must realize that the Bible is a Son book, the S-U-N, and that no S-O-N could be the light of the world. But you were told that Jesus, a white idol, is the light of the world, and you must debunk such a lie. That is why also there's no S-O-N could exist unless there first be the S-U-N. Now, in Malachi chapter 4 and verses 2, you're told also that the Son, as in the S-U-N, of righteousness shall arise in you. So righteousness comes from discovering the Son in you, which is the light in you. That life in you is a light. And let your light so shine before the world, that they may behold your good works and know that God is in you, the Father is in you, the life is in you, your awakening. Because the word that comes from your mouth will always correct the error. And that is why, when the Son has risen in me, I am bringing healing to all of humanity, pointing each and every one to look inwardly and say to you, to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire. For that was the message that was taught to Neville Goddard by our ancestor, Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.